For this video, I'm going to take you for a full tour of Landfall Park located in Bonavista, Newfoundland. So what exactly is Landfall Municipal Park? Well, if you look at the shrine that was erected basically off to the right of the parking lot when you first enter the park, there's this big memorial to John Cabot, which was the explorer who discovered the island of Newfoundland in 1497. Out of all the places that I've hiked with my GoPro now, I think this is my favorite one. I just felt like the scenery here at the Landfall Municipal Park was second to none. I don't think anything has been as scenic as this place. So, a little bit about John Cabot. He was basically a Venetian citizen who was exploring, trying to find a western passage to Asia. And in June of 1497, he made landfall somewhere on the east coast. They did record Cape Bonavista as the landing point, but anyone who's looked at Cape Bonavista on a map of Newfoundland realizes it's kind of on the north side of the island. So, like I said, anecdotal evidence points out Cape Bonavista, but geography doesn't quite line up with the records. Needless to say, though, Cape Bonavista has claimed the achievement for themselves, and it's been a boon to tourism. The town of Bonavista itself does have quite a few attractions that you can visit. It's a surprisingly robust tourism area considering how small the town is. They have the Bonavista Museum, which basically has a bunch of artifacts from the development of the town. They've got a lot of fishing boats and fishing related memorabilia. As I mentioned before, the Cape Bonavista Lighthouse historic site is really popular. They've got the Mock Beggar Plantation, which is another historic site. The Dungeon Provincial Park is really, really popular. They also have the Ryan Premises National Historic Site, also here in Bonavista. So a lot of historic sites. The Tall Ship, the Matthew Legacy, is a really fun excursion, also seasonal. So just keep in mind, if you come here in the wintertime, you won't be able to go on certain whale watching expeditions as well as the Legacy, because the waters get icy. And if you're on a big tall ship and wind powered, it's probably treacherous trying to navigate a tall ship around all the icebergs that kind of float around the island. The one thing that was pretty nice about Bonavista for me was I was here in the off season. So I was able to book an Airbnb for like $60 a night, and I had the entire cottage to myself. It was a 2-bedroom cottage, 2-story. It had like the living room and kitchen and bathroom on the first floor, and then the 2 bedrooms were up on the second floor. And like I said, it was like $60 a night. And, I am factoring in the exchange rate because everything is just really cheap for Americans. Like $100 Canadian is usually about $65 in American dollars. So everything up here is really inexpensive for the most part because of the exchange rate. If you're looking for an inexpensive place to vacation, Canada is definitely a great option for Americans because your money just does seem to go a lot farther in Canada. The only exception to those rules would probably be like the major towns, Toronto and Vancouver. I don't think it's quite as expensive as like trying to eat in New York City, but it's definitely not the bargain that some of these rural places in Canada. Like I went to vacation up in Moncton and Halifax last year, and it was just that those particular towns are very inexpensive for Americans to go and visit, and there's plenty of great attractions in those areas, like the Moncton Zoo, and the Museum of Maritime History was beautiful in Halifax. So if you're looking for a great place to go on an affordable vacation, Canada is definitely a great option. Well, that pretty much wraps up all my thoughts on Landfall Park. For the rest of this video, I'm just going to play a little music as I complete the video tour. Thanks for joining me on this tour of Landfall Park. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.